You want to go look at some safes? Huh? You want to go look at a safe? Let's go to Hoogerhyde. It's so bright, I can't see anything. So we talk about precious metals a lot on this channel. I figured I'd go inside Hoogerhyde Safe Company and show you some safes, see what they recommend for precious metal storage. This is on the west side of Grand Rapids, so drove across town. I want to show you what's inside here. They got really cool stuff. Well, let's see what they got in here. Some gun safes here, and these are the TL rated safes and residential security containers. Let me show you one thing really quick here. This one's about 3 feet tall here. This is a residential security container. Look at how thick the door is. And let's see the label here. Let's compare this door to one that's about the same size. This one here is about the same size. This one's a TL30. Look at the size of the difference in the door. And this thing. To this thing. Wildly different size. So something like this, you might be into, look how small this is on the inside. This is about, looks like about 18 inches tall.
Normally,
but the inside,
black, textured black with chrome.
Compared to the outside, look at that difference.
Or you can do gloss finishes on them too. There's a handful of other gloss finishes. But what color?
How's it going, Matt?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I was going to see if you could show us some safes for precious metals investors.
Yeah.
Most of the people that watch my channel are into precious metals, and
yeah, sure.
Figured to see what you'd recommend for them.
Yeah. So typically for precious metal storage, what we recommend is something with a burglary rating on it of at least TL15, and that TL15 is a rating from Underwriters Laboratories that certifies it against a number of basically aggressive tool attacks. So what we're looking at here, this is a good company here, Incas Safe. These are actually built in Ontario, but this has a rating of TL15 on it. And the difference between that and your typical safe that you're going to see like in a sporting goods store is what we've got here is heavier steel construction, and then the fire rating ones like this have also a concrete fill. So this is a combination of steel and concrete. That's how they're able to get the burglary rating and the fire rating.
Yeah, that's much smaller on the inside than on the outside. Look at how thick this door is.
Yep.
What is that, like 8 inches or 6 inches? It's over 6.
Yeah, the outside part of the door is a bit over 4, and then you've got a couple more inches of where the bolt works are mounted inside there.
Okay.
That's the downside of the high security safes like that is, well, one, the price, they're not inexpensive, but also the weight. The weight of something like this here is about 1,400 pounds, which makes it, not everyone's got a good spot to put something like that.
Yeah, and this is only about 3 feet tall, so it's not massive like these big, huge ones, but.
Right.
Approximately what do these run? Like, this is TL15.
Yep.
Approximately what would something like that run?
Yeah, this one here is approximately $3,500.
Okay.
And it'd be about $700 or $800 more than that if you did the TL30 version. The difference between TL30 and TL15 is that at Underwriters Laboratories, when they're testing them, it's the amount of active tool time that their guys are allowed to attack the container.
Yeah, like professional safe crackers.
Yeah. So like this one here, during testing, the Underwriters Laboratories experts had only 15 minutes of active tool time, meaning like if they're drilling on it, for example, they're allowed to drill for a few minutes, and if they have to change bits, the clock stops.
Yeah,
if they're cutting at it and they want to change cutting wheels, the clock stops. But they're allowed 15 minutes of actual cutting time.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people might not understand is that the 15 minutes isn't like break into your house 15 minutes later they're out with the stuff. It's like once they have all their equipment set up, their power tools and the electrical cords run and everything's set up and all the drill bits in and everything, they got 15 minutes, and then if they have to adjust, it stops. So it could take a professional safecracker hours to get into one, potentially, even if they're a professional.
Right. Now it's notable too, the TL15 rating or the TL30 rating, when they're testing it, they're only allowed to attack the front of the safe. So there are minimum requirements that the body of the safe has to meet in order to get tested, but when they're testing it, they're not attacking the top or the sides of the safe. So the next ratings up from there would be TL30 by 6, for example, where they're allowed to use all those same tools, but they can attack the safe from any side they want.
Yeah, attack all sides.
Yep.
So this one here, these ones I think are under 2,000.
Yeah.
And this one's, how tall is this one? Like, looks like about 18 inches.
That's basically, the inside is basically 1 cubic foot, 12 by 12 by 12. And that's about the smallest container you can find that's going to have the fire rating and the high security rating.
Yeah, if you're storing like precious metals in there, it doesn't need to be super huge. I mean, if you got more than that, then it's time to step up to something a little bit bigger.
Yep. This one here is a really popular size. This is of this class of safes, this is the size we probably sell the most of, which is the inside is 20 inches by 14 by 14. So, and that one's just a shade over $2,000.
Yeah, I always can't get over how thick these doors are. And then you've got a big selection of used safes. There was one, I looked at the American Security one over here that seemed really cool and a great value, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's true. If you can find good used ones, you can get a good used one for half the price or less typically of the new ones. So like this, for example, from American Security has that TL30 burglary rating and also a 2-hour fire rating. This one's 2 different doors, which are actually tied together with a drop slot in the back.
So you can put stuff up there. There's a little slot that'll drop down into the bottom safe.
But yeah, something like that used and re-inspected. Usually we put new locks on it. That would be about $2,000, as you see it there.
Yeah, and brand new, something like that. That's super tall. That's like over 4 feet tall. It looks like, or at least 4 feet tall. Something like that new would probably be.
Yeah, 6,000 plus for.
Yeah, so that's like
that size new.
That's like 60% off.
Yeah.
That's a screaming deal. And there was even like this other one here next to it where it's, you can see on top it's a thinner door, so it's TL15 on top. And then down below you can see the door is much thicker.
Yep, and that's an example of a plate steel construction. So it has the same UL TL15 and TL30 burglary ratings, but it does not have a fire rating. The plate steel stuff is not fire resistant.
Yeah, so if you're in a cinder block building, it wouldn't be as bad, but if you're in a house, you kind of want the fire rating of like the TL30s with the composite inside to kind of protect everything in there. Much bigger difference. Anyway, anything else that you can think of?
No, other than sometimes if you've got a need for a really secure container, but you don't, your house doesn't really allow you to have something as heavy as a TL15 rated container. One thing you can do too is go with some of the higher end gun safes that allow you to add high tensile steel inside there.
Yeah.
So you won't actually get the TL15 or TL30 ratings, but you can build a very secure safe with quite a bit less weight.
Yeah, you got to do some stuff yourself though, because I usually don't recommend gun safes because they're not nearly as secure as, I mean, you don't see doors like that on a gun safe.
Right, most of them are not anywhere close to that, right?
Awesome. Well, yeah, if you guys, if anybody's interested in a safe, you can definitely want to come by here. I'll leave his information down below. You can come by, see Matt, get a smoking deal on a safe. I think this thing is an incredible value. It's used, but I mean, You can't find something that new or that size brand new for under 6 or 7 grand probably.
Yeah, that's about right. Yep.
Anyway, thanks a ton for showing me around.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what else they got in here. They got the wall of gun safes. Vintage stuff. This is looking collectible. Is this stuff collectible? These old vintage ones?
Yeah.
These carry a high premium on these?
Yeah, some of them quite high.
This thing, look at that. And inside's another safe. I don't know. What do you think something like this would run? This thing's a work of art.
Yeah, we probably have to get 10 grand for that one.
Dang, yeah, that thing looks like it. That's like a collector car almost. You got the cannonball safe. This is really cool looking.
Yeah.
Do these have, are these very secure as far as compared to like TL30, TL15?
Yeah, most of them are actually very highly secure if the time lock is locked. They're really designed to be used with the time lock.
Oh, this has a time lock on it?
I think so.
Huh, that is weird. I always thought they looked cool. Maybe I'll have to do a separate video just about the vintage stuff. Man, that's amazing. All right, let's look at the gun safes. You got Fort Knox, Browning, Stack on Elite. And these are vault doors here, so you can frame in your own room. And just put your vault door on. This one's really cool, this Fort Knox one. So you just frame the opening. Hopefully you got a, hopefully it's a cinder block room. And then you put this vault door on. And some more used safes. That's kind of cool. The used safes are kind of a huge value, I think. That's the one I like. I think this is the best deal in the place. Some more gun safes here. Then back over here to the TL30 and TL15 rated safes. And I'll show you a difference between the security, or residential security container and an actual tool rated safe. So cool. So did you learn anything? Let me know what you thought. What did you think? I don't know. They have pretty cool safes in there. Make sure you invest in a good one if you're going to get one. Right, puppy?